You know, I hate to ask you about your life with Brian, but people are interested, you know. They want to... Was it all glamour and flash and fun and everything, and then the bubble burst? I mean, people want to know how these things happen and what they were like.
Well, you start out and you think it's going to be you don't think it's going to be crazy and you don't know what it's going to be like, but you start out with a normal type of marriage, and who knows what, life has in store for you.
But how is it being married to a famous person?
It was great.
Really?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I got to travel a lot. I got to meet a lot of people. I think it makes you grow up real fast, and you get to live the exciting things that most people dream about.
Like
meeting famous people, like having a lot of money, having maids,
Sure.
That kind
Good tables at restaurants, right? And fancy food and stuff like that. But after a while, do you get...
No, I'll tell you, the best part about it, I think, is just being with someone exciting who's not boring. Brian wasn't boring at all. He was fun. He's a real kick. Do you ever get sick of it all, though? I mean, people, you can get jaded if you have too many good things. Too many airplanes or too many cars or too many boats. And finally, people say, well, we've got everything. Who needs all this? You just get jaded by it all. Did that happen to you or Brian at all? Not really. Brian and I weren't pretentious in that way. We really weren't. No, he did crazy things. He used his money in a different way. Like, he'd go into a store and he'd see a display of maybe a whole line of Tiffany lamps. And he'd look and he'd go, I want all of them. I want them just the way they are. And he'd buy, 10 Tiffany lamps, have them installed the exact way they were in the store in our home. Right. So that was fun. Yeah. All right, let's take the first caller from Marilyn Wilson on the line. You're on the air. Won't you go ahead, please? Hello.
Hi, Marilyn. How are you?
Fine.
I just wanted to ask one question. I am in rock and roll. How was it back then as far as with you traveling with the guys, their wives and girlfriends? How did all of you get along?
Everyone got along real well. Brian really stopped touring after around, I would say maybe 3 years. He couldn't tour anymore. It was just too stressful for him. He couldn't be the creative force of the Beach Boys anymore in that way. And so we really didn't have that much of a touring life together. But when we did, it was a lot of fun. What about the jealousy that women might have for the groupies and the women hangers-on for these rock stars? I mean, let's face it, they attract very attractive ladies. They do. And, they're there, and, you try and give them the space to be there, and you know that they're buying the records, and you just hope that they're not going to, stab you in the back, which a lot of them do. I'm mainly, I really don't mind groupies. I just mind the people that gave Brian drugs because they loved him and they wanted to do good for him and do anything he wanted. Could you see that coming? Oh, sure. You could see a person just like that. Brian and I used to really fight about that a lot because I could see it and he couldn't. But he always went after the eccentric anyway. He could walk into a room, and if there were 100 people in there and there was one person that was a little bit weird or different, he'd go right to him because that's what makes a genius, really, I think. Next caller on the line. Won't you go ahead, please? You're on the air.
Yeah, hi, Tom.
Hi.
Marilyn, I just wanted to say that during the time that you were dating Brian, I used to live up the block from you on Sierra Bonita in West Hollywood.
What's your name?
Actually, your sister Diane knows me better. Okay. I was going to ask you two quick questions. One, I know you're getting back with the Honeys again. Is Ginger in that group still?
Yes, Ginger Blake is my cousin, and my sister Diane Ravel.
Is she still married to Jack?
Pardon me?
Is Ginger still married to Jack?
No,
no.
Well, let's get her on here, too, and talk about the
Ginger
wonderful...
is single at the moment, yes. In fact, we're all single, all three of us.